What on earth did I just... Boom, boom. This is the cheating keyboard that Optimum Tech made a video about and it went viral.
In the past, this way of input handling has been determined as cheating.
Oh my god, dude, what? I've either been supremely lucky so far, which I think is definitely a factor given my teleporting condition. Like, what even was that? Who even shot me? Uh-oh, this might be it. I'm a ghost.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no. This is it, you guys. It's got rapid trigger, snap tap, optical switches, of course. This is gonna be a revolutionary keyboard. All the switches. So included with your Huntsman V3 Pro 10 keyless keyboard, you get some Razer stickers, a booklet, this kind of guide on how to use some bits and pieces about the keyboard. You get a USB-C to USB-A cable. It's all braided, very nice. And you even get a wrist rest. Boom, and it's magnetic. I like it. This feels so nice. I'm not even joking. The fact that this is just the version 3 and I've got the original version 1 here, like, just listen to that. That's the enter key. And space key. That is a night and day difference in a good way. Wow, this is sick. So out with the old, in with the new, boom. Yo, this thing is actually mental. So I've managed to get everything dialed in. I pretty much cranked all the settings I could to the most sensitive option available. However, when I first plugged this thing into my PC and loaded it up on Razer Synapse, I did not have the fancy snap tap features, nor did I have continuous rapid trigger as something I could even enable on the keyboard. So what you gotta do if you have the same issue as me is you have to go over to the link in the video description down below. There's a firmware update for free for both the 10 keyless version, the full size, and the mini Huntsman V3 Pro lineup of keyboards. You can download the firmware. It says added support for snap tap mode and also added support for continuous rapid trigger. Once you install the firmware, you get access to these features right here in the actuation tab. And oh my god, like, enable this right away. This is the first Razer keyboard I've seen with like preloaded profiles. That's really nice to see because setting these up yourself can be a pain, but the fact that it comes with these profiles already set up for you, it's awesome. So I've just cranked everything up, like I said, to the most sensitive options available, 0.1 mil. And despite my terrible internet connection in game, we still performed pretty good. Another thing I'd highly recommend you take a moment to set up are automatic switching profiles. Now hear me out. This applies to any Razer product out there, not just this keyboard in particular. And it could, one, improve your battery life on a wireless mouse tremendously if you take a couple minutes to set this up. And in the case of this keyboard, just eliminate you having to manually switch to, say, the rapid trigger mode whenever you're playing Counter-Strike. Instead, just set up an automatic switching profile through the Profiles tab and never have to worry about it again. And if you ever doubt whether the keyboard is actually in rapid trigger mode, you can take another step and set up 2 profiles for your Chroma Studio app, one being default, in my case just everything set to a static white, and then a rapid trigger mode, say for when you're playing Counter-Strike 2, it'll turn the WASD keys, the arrow keys, whatever you want to any color. And one more thing, for your default profile, set gaming mode to off, because there is an actual indicator on the keyboard letting you know whether that thing is enabled or not. And for your FPS rapid trigger, I would recommend you enable gaming mode as always on, or just enable in-game. It gives you that extra reassurance. So I'm going to put Razer Synapse right here. I'm going to switch over to Counter-Strike. Now bear in mind, we are currently in the default profile. I see that on my screen here, and I see that through the lighting effect on the keyboard, and the gaming mode is turned off. But when I go into Counter-Strike, watch what happens. Gaming mode turns on. It does switch to rapid trigger because I see it on my secondary monitor here, and it changes the lighting effects to the correct one. So everything is automated, and the moment I tab out of Counter-Strike, it'll switch back to default. I see that happening in real time. Now I've also gone ahead and set up extra profiles for my PC fan controller. For the keyboard's auto switching profiles, once again we got Chrome and File Explorer for the default profile, and then Counter-Strike 2 for the FPS rapid trigger. And for the mouse, this is a pro tip right here. If you have a wireless mouse from Razer, take a moment to set up 2 profiles, one being default, one for say your FPS games. So if we head over to the performance tab for the default profile, you'll notice my polling rate is set to a measly 500 Hz. For the sake of battery life, you can crank it up to 8000 Hz with this mouse wirelessly, which is insane that is even possible. But the battery life, believe me, will be affected tremendously. Your battery will not last long running at 8000 Hz, but it will last you days, if not weeks, running at 500, if not lower. So take a moment to set up 2 profiles that will auto switch for you. And then finally for the mouse mat, I've got 2 set up again, Counter-Strike and default. And then if you want to, you can set up a Chroma Studio one with the fancy lighting effects and customize things. The RGB of this keyboard gets my approval 100%. It's very advanced, of course, per key illumination. You can set any of the keys to whatever color you possibly desire. At the moment, this is the wheel lighting effect enabled. We can also set it to the famous wave. You can set up starlight as well, not just for the keyboard, but for any of your Razer products that support Chroma RGB. Your basic static lighting effect, spectrum cycle, where everything changes color at the same time. Fire, breathing, and then this is the Ambient Awareness mode. Oh. The fact that you can just like hold A or D down and then just tap it and it like perfectly resets your crosshair is just out of this world. Yes, I am playing against bots here because my internet is a joke. What on earth did I just... Boom, boom. Bro, it's like I've got hacks. What is this? So in conclusion, this is without a doubt the craziest keyboard I've tested on the channel ever, period. Like, it's the most responsive thing I've ever laid my hands on, like by miles. And I've tested some pretty good keyboards from Razer in the past. The only thing that I imagine could maybe make this even faster is it running at, say, 8000 Hz polling rate instead of the measly 1000 Hz that it's currently running at as a maximum. But I think it's fair to say it more than makes up for it with the rapid trigger and snap tap features that just make it completely overpowered. Links to where you can check pricing in your own country for the Razer Huntsman V3 Pro lineup of keyboards will be down below in the video description and pinned comment for you guys. You can check out how much one of these costs where you live. I would recommend it. If you want a proper, nice feeling gaming keyboard that you can use for work, you can use for Counter-Strike, This is a good choice for sure, especially in the 10 keyless form factor. And if any of you fancy winning my old Razer Huntsman Tournament Edition keyboard, the version 1 original with the Razer optical switches, I'm going to be giving it away in a week's time. All you gotta do is leave a comment down below letting me know which one of these videos you want to see first. We got the Razer Viper V3 Pro, we got the Black Shark V2 Hyperspeed, we got the Siren V3 Chroma, and Razer even sent me this ridiculous thing, the Firefly V2 Pro mouse mat. Leave a comment down below of which one you want to see me make a video about first, and I'll see you in the next one.